Hiya and welcome to this podcast, Teen Whisperer, a podcast for mums of girls everywhere who are trying their best to figure out this whole, teenager thing without completely losing the plot. And to thrive throughout the dramas, the ups and downs, the roller coaster of emotion and confusion. I'm Rach Friedley, a parenting coach and mentor, and I help mums just like you build stronger, more connected relationships with your daughters by understanding what's really going on beneath, all those eye rolls, meltdowns and slam doors. So today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. Today, this is my story, and my story about my relationship with my teenage daughter and why I do what I do. Because it's powerful. And we need to know as mums, we're not in this on our own. We're not alone. We're not worthless. We're not failures as mums or as women. So I don't know where you are right now. Maybe driving, maybe sitting in the car, just taking a moment before walking inside to yet another meltdown argument. Maybe lying in bed, totally exhausted, but unable to sleep because your mind just won't stop ruminating, going round and round. Wherever you are, I want you to do something for me. Just for a second, take a breath. Put your hand on your belly and breathe into your hand, feeling it rise as you breathe in and lower as you breathe out. Do this 3 to 5 times. So breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth and in through your nose and out through your mouth. I know. I see you. I know the exhaustion you're carrying. I know what it feels like to wonder if you're failing. I know that tightness, that sensation in your chest when you feel like you're losing her and you don't know how to get her back. I know it because, as I say, I've lived it. In 2020, we moved house. We moved up to the place of our dreams, the Lake District, where we had envisioned a life like no other. A life where we connected as a family, a life where we had space and we had the time to spend together. Where we could thrive as a family without all the shoulds, without all the pressures that life puts on top of you. And we should have been on top of the world. But of course, 2020 was a year like no other, where the world as we knew it fell apart. Where our lives and our connections and everything else stopped because of that word, COVID. And our daughter had just turned 15. She was full of fire, curiosity and adventure. Climbing, sailing, mountain biking, anything that made her feel alive. And then, of course, the world shut down. For us, it wasn't the school closures. We'd home educated for years. But it was the sudden loss of connection, the friendships, the independence she was just beginning to taste. It was like watching her wings being clipped mid-flight. She didn't know what to do with that loss, and neither did I. And what no one tells you about motherhood, what no one prepares you for, is what it feels like to be locked out of your daughter's world. Not just emotionally, but literally. There were days I stood outside her bedroom door, heart pounding, unable to get in, because she'd barricaded herself inside. Not out of rebellion, not to punish me, but because she was terrified. Terrified of what was going on. Terrified of how it's going to affect her. And terrified of what she might do to me. She was drowning in emotions she couldn't untangle. She didn't have the words. And I didn't have the answers. I didn't know how to make it better for her. So I walked on eggshells every single day. Afraid of saying the wrong things. Afraid of doing the wrong thing. afraid of triggering something I couldn't control. I felt helpless, useless, like I was failing her. And if you're listening to this, maybe you know that feeling too. But mums, here's what I really need you to hear. Like, really hear. You are not failing. Your daughter is not broken. There is nothing wrong with her, and there's nothing wrong with you. What's happening is not something to hide, as we're told time and time again. The teenage years, you just have to grit your teeth and grit your teeth the whole way through and until it's all over. And they're just teenage girls. I mean, we're told that time and time again. You have the, oh, you've got a teenage girl, and the look away and the people moving side by side because they don't know what to say. Because the teenage girls, those years, the teenage years for girls are tough, supposedly. And there's no way of connecting, supposedly. And we just have to grit our teeth and just work our way through it. But what's happening is not something to hide. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's real, it's raw, and it's friggin' hard. The problem is we're not taught the why. No one tells us what's happening inside our daughters' bodies when they spiral, when they shut down, when they lash out. We aren't taught how the body speaks when words can't. And because we don't know, we blame ourselves. We blame them. We think we're bad mums. We think they're difficult teenagers. But what if I told you it's none of that? What if I told you it's their physiology, not bad behaviour? That your daughter's mood swings, anxiety, anger, withdrawal, they're not character flaws, they're not symptoms, they're not personal, they're just signals. Messages from her body screaming to be heard. The day I stopped asking what's wrong with her and started asking what's her body trying to tell me, everything changed. The shift saved my daughter's life, and it saved mine too. This isn't some parenting hack. This is life-changing, and it's called a physiology-first approach. Understanding how the body drives the emotions, how unmet needs turn into overwhelming feelings, how behaviours are just the outward expression of an internal struggle. And it's not just insightful, it's everything. So I'm not here as an expert on a pedestal. I'm not a guru, I'm a mum, just like you. A mum who has stood outside that door. A mum who has whispered through tears, I don't know what to do. A mum who's walked through hell and come out the other side, and that's why I'm here. That's why I've created WTF, and no, it's not what you think it is, it's What's the Feeling, not just as a membership, but as a movement. A space where we finally pull back the curtain on the things that no one talks about, where we stop carrying guilt that was never ours to hold, where we finally understand what's happening beneath the surface, for them, for us, for all of us. So if this story feels like your story and you're sitting there nodding your head away with tears streaming down your face, I get it. If you've ever whispered, that's me, then this is a space for you. You are not alone. You were never meant to do this alone. And together, we don't just survive this, we figure the frig out. So join WTF today. Come and join us in the wait list, and I'll be opening the doors soon. So let's do this together. Let's be proactive rather than reactive. Let's be one together in a community of mums who get it, who understand one another and can see it from each other's points of view. Let's make this a thing. Let's make this a movement, the WTF movement. And if you want more tips, download my lead magnet, which is called 5 Signs Your Daughter Isn't Just Being Moody. This work is life-changing, so let's do it together. Take care. Bye-bye.